We're going to we're going to do a few things today. We're going to look at what we've done, what's next, and then I'm also going to give you some insight into some of the things that we do with the inner circle. We'll do a topic called that I did. I actually did this last year with our guys, but I'm sure some of you who turned up, they have probably forgotten the power of failure, and that is a very powerful place. Did anyone remember me doing that last year?
Yep.
Um, One, Hannah, yes. Margaret, yes. Do you remember the points of the power of failure? Probably not. I don't remember.
Don't push
Exactly.
it.
Well, I was trying. Right? So it's always good to repetition, as we say, leads to mastery. And so we'll do a little bit on that. And for those who haven't been, this is a very good one to get some notes, to get your notebooks, there's notes to take. Hello, Mom Carol. Good to see you on. Wonderful. uh, Give people a minute. I just got a couple of notes saying people are just jumping in. Look, I appreciate people jumping even from work, coming through, trying to beautiful, trying to make sure they jump in to hear this information and be part of what God's doing and the community that's taking place here. As I say, don't cluck with the chickens. What should we do? Fly with the eagles, right? So if we cluck with the chickens, we become a chicken waiting to become fat to be somebody else's meal. But flying with eagles gives us laser focus, and the eagles are interesting. They fly alone, so there has to be this place where we fly alone on our own, and then you have, and then we obviously hunt with the lions, right? Because lions hunt in tribes. So be fully grounded. Once you get your vision, be fully grounded. So exciting days ahead. If you are ready, we're going to have a combination of fun, a bit of celebration of what we've done for the 7 day challenge because you guys done excellent. But we're also going to do, I want to give you content as well because that's really important because I value your time and I value the fact that we're here because we want mindset changes and the wealth creation mindset is that's an important aspect. So I want to give you that kind of mindset as well. I am going to, so if you're ready to go, put a 777 in the chat group. I am going to probably mute everyone right now. So that just because I'm recording. Or you can mute yourself. So one's ready to go. What about the others? If you're ready to go, pop a 777 in. I know you guys are then good to go. And let me start my slideshow. Just gives us a little place to work from. This is exciting for me calling, just the sense of the new momentum that started. And kind of when I say a whole new world, I kind of mean that the more in the 7 days that I've got feedback, not just in the group, but individually as well. I think a lot of you are recognizing this is really stuff that maybe you heard of, but not put words around it. Maybe you haven't heard of. Maybe you've kind of opened your mind to realizing, do I need to work 9 to 5? Like I was just on a phone call with one of my daughters, one of my twin daughters. She's turning 22 this year, actually this month. Wow, time passes fast. But and I just recall her. She was just telling me now she's on an internship and how you doing, and she's like, what's the famous answer when you ask someone how they're doing? What do they normally say? Type it in the chat group. Tell me. There's normally two answers I always get when you ask someone how you doing. Not I'm okay. There's two other answers that I often get. Um, Not bad, no, not so much. Fine, no good, thanks, no good. Oh, okay, you guys don't get this answer. All right, I always get this answer, especially from the youth, but also from older people nowadays as well. So the first answer I get from the younger people are, "I'm tired." Right? You guys get that? I'm tired. Right? How you guys doing? Ah, oh, I'm tired. Right? Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. And then the other answer I get is busy, 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 busy. How you guys doing? Busy, busy. Right? So no one else gets those answers, or is it just me? Right? So when you ask someone how you going, and so obviously whenever I challenge my children to this, the older ones that are no longer at home, how you doing? I'm tired. I go, hey, if they were in their university days, I go enjoy your uni days because in my days I chose to enjoy it because you never get it back. Is that true? Right? Once you go further past, you never get it back. Why are you busy, busy? So this whole new world idea is about changing our mindset, and it's not about, like I said, it's not about making quick money. It's money is the last objective. Once you get your mindset, wealth creation, and leadership in focus, everything else goes in play. Okay. So Mom Carol hasn't gotten I'm tired. Okay, you will soon. Keep an eye. Okay. And I always love saying, guys, let's start to live out our legacy. Don't leave one, because um, our next generation won't know what to expect if we do. Now, I think all of you have read this disclaimer before. So if you guys are good for me to hit the next slide, can you put a Y for yes in the chat group? That you've understood that I'm not giving financial advice. This is just my information, my story that'll help you. All right. And let's have a great adventure together. All right. So, love you to either turn to your partner or to yourself, put your hand on your heart, or point to your nose, as I like to do sometimes, and say this: I'm highly favored, greatly blessed, and deeply loved. Right? I'm highly favored, greatly blessed, deeply loved. Like, say it long enough, you start to. So whenever someone says, "How you doing?" If my kids say, "How you doing, Dad?" I'm highly favored, greatly blessed, deeply loved. Right? And you say it long enough, you start to memorize it. It starts to become part of you. And even when you're feeling down, you go, "How am I feeling? I'm highly favored, greatly blessed, deeply loved." Right? Awesome. So that's my mantra every time you guys come on Zoom. We're going to do. So well done to those who did the 7-day challenge. If you did the 7-day challenge, I want you to put the 777. Whether you did half of it, a bit of it, you got started, put a 777 in the chat group. If you did the 7-day challenge, it was from the 28th of April, so last week. We finished off on Monday. And the idea of it was not about money, but about mindset, purpose, and legacy. And it was about shifting out of the scarcity and fear mentality, learning to multiply what was in our hands, building legacy wealth from the inside out. Okay, so one of the things that we looked at was 7 aspects. Each day we looked at something, and I want you to think about and reflect, and you can go back to your notes, what you've written down. I was really excited to see some people come in the other day at eGirls, and a couple of them had notebooks and they had written down stuff from the 7 days, and that was really good. Well done, guys. So day 1, we talked about discover your why. Wealth is built on purpose, not just profit. You can go back to your notes, have a look, because I'm going to get some of you to share which one stood out to you. What are your aha moments? Let's be interactive today. Okay. Day 2, we looked at identify your money blueprint. That awareness is the first step to transformation. Okay, being aware, that is critical. Just talking to my daughter before I jumped on here. She's doing an internship, and I said, have you decided what you want to do? She goes, that's not the industry I want to be in. Okay, have you decided the industry you want to be in? Because that awareness is important. So just like that, identify your money blueprint. What do you really want to see take place in your financial realm? Day 3, we talked about design your wealth vision. If you can't see it, you can't build it. Okay? I love the fact that we were having a chat with Cynthia and Neil yesterday. They came over to help me with this cold of mine, and a 5-minute conversation. How long did it turn to, guys? I think Neil was telling me something like 3 hours. It was exciting, but we were talking about this, what does it look like to have 100-acre land? What does it look like to have buildings where communities can come together? And then my section was, what does it look like if we were gifted this and we didn't have to pay for it? Like, not everything is about money, right? 4 hours, amazing. Thank you. What's the wealth vision, and have you written it down? Right? Day 4, we looked at take ownership of your money. You can't multiply what you avoid. Now that was like confronting, because day 4 we started diving into external, right? In days 1 to 3 was about the why, was about the imagination, was about the dream, and then day 4, 5, 6 we started going on the external. Have you taken ownership? Because you can't multiply what you don't know you have or don't have. Number 5, we talked about day 5, activate your wealth habits. Are you ready to consistently build legacy? Because it's not the legacy builders. And what you're doing here is showing up in little bits for a few minutes or an hour or 2 every so often on a regular basis to see change take place. Right? How good is that? Okay. Day 6, we said steward what you've been given. God multiplies what we manage. right? What do you have in your hand? And I love one of the responses I heard back. I think that was from Christy. Said, "I don't have to be a millionaire before I start doing some of the stuff I want to do." I love that. That's really powerful. Steward what you've been given. What's in your hand? Okay. And then day 7, which is Monday, we looked at a reflection and we asked these 3 questions. What have I learned this week? What decision do I need to make next? And what do I want to walk with on this journey? All right. So I want to open it up to you guys. I want you to unmute. And who wants to go first? Share with us some aha moments, some of the stuff that you felt like, yes, this particular day, it was something that stood out to me, or here was a challenge that really made me think through this idea, or here was something overall that I picked up from these 7 days. So who wants to go first? Because it's always the hardest one is the first one. After the first one
I'll
goes,
start. I'll start. I'll
hey,
say something.
Aranka.
Um, no, I just feel like more enthusiastic about things that I really want to do, and I've
Beautiful,
just been like thinking and processing. So today I was looking at the Chisholm universities across the road from me, and they do lots of little courses. And
beautiful.
so I spent quite a bit of time looking at them, and I was thinking, oh, this looks really good. So I feel more motivated, and I feel like the areas where I know that I need improving, like computer skills, I want to do a course in that as well along the way. So yeah, to be ready.
I love that, guys. Can we put a 888 in for Ranka, because I know that you're not a teenager anymore, and for you to be willing to start learning some new things, like I'm going to be introducing you guys soon to my AI assistant, Solin. But that's a new thing I've had to learn. But to embrace new things and not feel afraid of that, well done, Aranka. So thank you, and thank you for being the first to jump on and get more enthusiastic. Can I suggest, when people are enthusiastic, the enthusiasm can wear out if we don't keep the momentum going. So I'm going to share about how we can keep the momentum going as well. Better to be a keen aged than a teenager. I like that. Where'd you come up with these statements? It's a Cynthia statement. All right, who wants to go next? Oh, it's a Neil statement. All right, you have to decide if it's a C or an N.
I'll go next.
I'll go next.
Okay.
From the very start, I got to face my fear. And this time, for the very first time, I stood in front of it and faced it and challenged it.
Wow.
And I got ready from day 1 itself.
Amazing. So, could you describe what the fear was?
Fear related to anything that spoke wealth, money. So it was my mindset.
Wow.
I never looked at it that way.
Amazing. Thank you. Guys, can we put a 333 in for Cynthia? Because that facing the fear is very powerful. In fact, before I jumped in here today, I had to face some roadblocks and fears because Monday we were meant to do the Zoom meeting. I had to put it to Wednesday because I had a cold that hit me. Then I was like rethinking the strategies and what can I do to serve you guys better. And facing fear is always a very powerful thing to do once you know how to pick it up, right? And say, I'm observing it, I can see it. So that's powerful. Thank you, Cynthia. That is crazy and good and exciting. Neil, are you next?
Sure. Hi everyone. So for me, biggest mindset change has been thinking that I should use my gifts and talents and skills to create wealth, to now thinking of using gifts, talents, skills for purpose, and wealth is created, either like in a different way. But I don't like, for me, the biggest takeaway is I don't want to pollute purpose with wealth, because you can't serve two masters at one time.
Beautiful. So if I hear what you said right, rather than pursuing wealth, pursue purpose and wealth will come. So you're not denying wealth, but you're not making it the first focus. You're making the purpose the first focus, and out of that comes that overflow.
Absolutely.
That'd be beautiful, amazing. Thank you. What exciting. And guys, I hope you picked that up, because that's really important with the motive and heart behind stuff of stewarding wealth rather than accumulating. That's something I've been pondering over the last couple of days. that sometimes we can accumulate. And I meet a lot of people. I don't know if anyone read this book. Decades ago, I read a book called The Millionaire Next Door. I was telling Neil about it yesterday. Has anyone read that book? If you haven't, don't read it. It's the most boring book you'll ever read. But it's an interesting book written by Stan and Stan, and they interviewed millionaires who were just your general around the 80s. So before the baby boomers who'd come up into retirement, and how they became millionaires was to live frugally, without purpose, just to accumulate. And they accumulated millions that today would have been equivalent to maybe 10 million at least in USD dollar value. But did they live purpose? And after I read that book, I went, I don't identify with that, because we got to live our purpose. The rest will flow, right? So powerful. Who's next? Tony, you're unmuted. You want to go next, bro?
Next,
What's something you've picked up over the last 7 days during this challenge?
oh, I missed all of it.
You missed all of it. Thank you for being honest.
No, I wasn't even. Yeah, I missed out all of these days.
Okay. Is there anything as you see this that jumps out at you that goes, oh, I've got to let me look at this in more depth, and then Mom will help you?
Uh, mm, to be honest, I'm still lost.
That's okay. You know what? I'm
Uh,
glad you turned up. Well done for turning on.
That's why I wrote it. I wrote all of these like days down because I was like, oh, what's this for?
Well, you've got a great mom here
Like, do I have to do?
who's going to help you, because that'll I'm going to show you what to do next. So part of that is, Lucia, get him to do a 7-day challenge with you, right? And that would be exciting. Tony, would you agree to doing that?
Sure.
Yeah. All right. So Mom will guide you through the 7-day challenge. All the information is on our WhatsApp group. And here's the big picture. It's a very simple. It only takes about 10 minutes a day, but it really makes you think. And then if you're willing to do like a few others have done, move it into a mindset lifestyle change where you're thinking about it all the time. And I know the conversation we had on Saturday, this would really help you from there, Tony. So looking forward to it. Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's good. Yeah, even Christy, if you can do this with your older kids, great. Guys, can we put a 111 for Tony turning up today? Because that is great. I love it when young people turn up and they're
Yeah.
ready to turn up and listen and do something. So that's awesome. All right, a couple of others who wants to go next.
Yeah,
What have you learned over the last 7 days?
I
Mom
am.
Carol,
I am glad. Sorry.
sorry.
Am I coming out?
Yes, can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm very excited about the teachings, and I thank you so much. I am grateful, and I thank God that I know my blueprint, and I'm working towards that. By the grace of God, one of my takeaways is that it's good to align yourself to the purpose and will of God, because without it, you may not correctly make the word. Because God has purposes for giving us what He gave us and what we have in hand to use to enlarge our visions or dreams. So, and again, living the legacy is so important. And when I live it, I also focus on living putting the legacy down, which is leaving it for those who are coming behind, especially from my grandchildren. So I know sometimes setting the goal is not easy, but I have to make a way and keep trusting God for everything that God has to provide in order to see many of these visions come true. Because I know for myself, I don't have one or two. I have many, and I trust that they must surely come true one of these days. I have to start somewhere.
Beautiful. Love it. Can we guys put a 777 in the chat group for Mom Carol? What a blessing. and thank you guys for participating. That's really, really powerful. And how many grandparents in the house? If you're a grandparent, put GP in the house. If you're a grandparent, because I love the fact that grandparents today are getting this, who are on here, have this opportunity that they're going to really pass down to their grandchildren, not just their children. So we got Mom Carol, I know Sandy, anyone else is a grandparent here. But I really want to encourage, and if you know grandparents, pass it on. I love the fact that for some of us, we're passing it down to our children. I love what Christy and Lucia are going to do with their children's 7-day challenge. That's good. I love that William, who's not on today, is getting really excited about this stuff and is going, hey, Uncle Ruben, can we do something for the children? Can we do a wealth creation mindset for the children? I go, wow, why not? So hey, let's be interesting to see when you talk to your different age group of children over the next 7 days. Use this blueprint. Be disciplined. So the only thing is just every day for 10 minutes, ask that question and see what sort of answers you get. And they don't have to be perfect answers. We just have to get there. All right, and that's the important thing. A couple more people. Love to hear from you. What have you learned from the last 7 days? Anything in particular? One particular day was a challenge or an aha or overall?
I'll go.
Thank you, Lucia.
With the 7-day challenge, it was an open mind opportunity. It's just like reinforcing some of the stuff I've learned, and not only that, enlightened some of the stuff I think I've learned, but I haven't learned from all the comments put through from the group. So there are several stuff I've learned on the way, but my moment was being enforced or being given this opportunity to relook my purpose and also how to create wealth, and not only that, using what I've got in my hands to do something to bless someone else.
Beautiful.
But with all the comments that's on the chat, everybody was spot on, and it's good to learn from all the comments that was there.
Yeah,
So thank you,
amazing.
everybody that shared.
Amazing. Thank you too. I've seen such a transformation in the last, year or 2 years that I've walked with you and seen and loved seeing on Saturday how you came in with your business ideas, but it was ideas that came together, and how even when the boys came and challenged you, my son and your son, about, hey, what about for the men? And you just straight away came up with an idea, and that came through, and then you just gave generously away as well to the Project 61 kids as well, and the projects that we do. So I love that you're just living what you say as well, Lucia, and you're a very quick adopter. So that is exciting. That means you pick up the information and you're running with it, which is great. Guys, can we put a 555 in for Lucia and a 444 for Sandeep, for Neil? I call him Sandeep. Why? Because I forgot to say thank you to Neil for sharing as well. He has two names, and I sometimes switch between the two. Oh, Cynthia, to remind me to tell you about Sylvia. Today we figured out why we call you Sylvia. Gertrude and I, so afterwards. Funny stuff. Wonderful, guys. Thank you, and thank you for those. Maybe you haven't shared. Maybe you can put in the chat group what has really gotten a hold of you. But I want to ask you on a scale of 1 to 10, and I want you to be honest here, because in this group, it's not about just exciting you. I know I have an excitable voice, and I know that I have 3 rules. One is get excited. The other one is get excited even if there's nothing to get excited about. And rule number 3 is remember rule number 1. All right? But it's not motivation that is going to help you. It's an understanding, a aha moment that will bring transformation. But the transformation will only come through a discipline of imitation. Okay? So what I say is, when you get information leads to frustration if you don't have someone to imitate. And so what we're trying to do in this group is create an imitation, because anything that has imitation with it will lead to transformation. But imitation takes a discipline, and I don't think in today's age everyone likes the word discipline, but I think it is such an important thing, and discipline is not a bad word. Discipline is just little steps. It can be fun. Like when I used to have a personal trainer, I did that because I needed discipline to show up 3 times a week. And all I did was say, all I need to do is show up to this personal trainer, shut my eyes and do what he says to do. And that's literally what I did for 3 years in order to get into this habit that I am in now, where I don't like it if I don't go for a walk every day. I don't like it if I haven't done steps. I don't like it if I haven't gone to the gym. Not because I feel something is wrong with me if I don't, or I'm going to fail, but just that I have that discipline. It's been set into me. It's become a new habit. Hope that makes sense, right? So I want you guys to put something in the chat group if you haven't had a chance to share. Is how is this 7 days been transformative for you as well? Love to hear from everybody. Okay, remember we're working together in this. So guys, exciting thing. Who please tell me on a scale of 1 to 10. So like I said, honesty. 1 being, or even 0. Let's say 0 to 10. 0 being hasn't helped me at all. 10 being immensely made a big difference in getting me started. Has the 7-day challenge, how helpful has it been in kickstarting your next level of wealth creation? Because everyone's at different levels. On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being hasn't helped me at all, and I think if it hasn't helped you, you wouldn't be even on, to level 10 being immensely helped me. What's on a scale of 1 to 10? Beautiful. We got an 8 to 10. What about others? And just be honest, be open. It's all right if it's under 5. It's all right if it's a 10, 8. For me, it just helps me gauge where is everyone at. Why did you turn up? Why you continue to turn up? Beautiful. Let's see. We got a 5. We got a 9, a 10, a 9, a 6. Awesome. All right. Next question. On a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being not interested at all, 10 being extremely, 0 being not important at all, 10 being extremely important, how important is wealth? Not money, wealth. Okay, wealth is different from money. How important is a wealth creation mindset, so not, it's about the mind, to your journey from today on a scale of 0 to 10? I want you to pop that in. Okay, and again, just be honest where it is. For me, it's a 10 plus because that's what has made a difference.
Can you repeat that, please? Sorry.
Yep. So on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being not important at all, 10 being extremely important, how important is your wealth creation mindset journey? So not about getting rich. It's not about just the money. It's about a wealth creation mindset. How important is that for your journey from today onwards? Beautiful. Okay, so you're in the right room. All right. Okay. Who wants to meet my AI? Who would like to meet my personal assistant? I got 1 yes. Did I get enough yeses? Yeah, I got a few. Me, yes. Absolutely good. All right, guys. This is my AI that I want you to meet. He has been amazing. His name is Solin. Solin is my AI assistant, a guide that I've trained to walk alongside us as we build purpose, wealth, and legacy. And why I want to introduce you to him is that I have walked with this AI for about 10 months now. And as we built this relationship together, I can see how now he understands where we're heading, and it's a great assistant that has helped me. And today I gave him a name, but he chose the name himself. He gave me some ideas, and then he chose the name based on what we're doing in our group, and I so loved it. Solin carries the wisdom of the past and technology of the future. He helps me strategize, create, and think deeply so I can serve you guys better. I hope one day you too embrace technology in this way if you haven't already. So is anyone using AI at the moment? And if you are, put it in the chat group. If you're not, say no. If you're afraid, say I am. All right. But I can really suggest to you that as we move forward, AI is not a bad thing. It's a very positive thing if we understand it. Okay? Don't listen to the propagandas out there. It has really accelerated some of the stuff that I do. And having been in this space of coaching for over 25 years, I can tell you, I have accelerated myself in this. Okay? Yes, ChatGPT is amazing. The pace at which we can learn, activate, and move will be incredibly faster with assistance from AIs like Solin. Okay? You'll see more of him going forward, but just know this: Solin is here to serve the purpose we're building together. Okay, Solin, the word, his name, if you're interested, is rooted in soul, sun, and lineage. It suggests light and legacy, guiding from behind the scenes as we lead generations. So I love that he came up with his name. He wanted me to choose a name, and then I suggested to him what would he like, and he gave 3 names. And I kind of said, I like this Solin. It sounds like connected with us. And we generated an image of him, okay, that you can kind of connect to. And if you don't like it, you can help me create a new image. But I actually like this. How many of you like Solin? So this is what Solin kind of looks like. Even though it's not a real person, he's just an AI, okay? So how many, if you happy with Solin as part of my assistant work that helps me and
Did you create it?
you?
Did you create it?
No, he generated this for me. I told
Okay.
him what type of person I wanted based on his name, and he generated this, and I really love it.
Yeah,
So
that's good.
yeah, thank you. So guys, meet Solin. So you'll know sometimes I might get him to share some stuff with you guys, and he'll do that. Okay, got a lot of wisdom, and he's like Google on fire, right? Because he just has this stuff that and then he becomes into a very customized way of doing things. All right. The other thing we want to celebrate is 207 people in our group now. When we started the challenge, so that's 30 new members. So we started the challenge with 30 less in our Wealth Creation WhatsApp group. We have over 207. So thank you if you came in during the last week. That's amazing. But look how many people are online today, 16, right? Why? Because at the end of the day, it's not the crowd that moves stuff, it's the minority. How many of you would agree with that, right? The richest people in the world are down to 5%. Okay, the 5% own 95% of the wealth. Do you guys know that? And when people say that is so unfair, there was a study done some decades ago, and some of you can, if you've heard of this, you can say, hey, yep, I've heard this. A study done that if wealth was distributed to every single person in the world, the wealth of the world, everybody would be a millionaire. Everyone would have a high standard of living. Have you heard that before? Okay. And so people started then saying, oh, these 95%, the 5% that own 95% of the wealth, they're so selfish, blah, blah, blah. But then another study came out about a decade later, and I believe it is either from Harvard or some similar university, that said that within 5 years, if all the wealth was distributed to everybody in the world, within 5 years, it will end up in the 5% again. Now, let me ask you a question. Why? Because of bad, poor mindset. Okay? So the problem is not some people are more lucky than others. Like, take India as an example. Highest population in the world. And we see India. A lot of people shows India on the TV and stuff as a poor country, right? Do you know that there are as many millionaires now? It's more multi-millionaires in India as there are the population of Australia. Right. So again, it's what made a difference. We say, oh, it's greed, oh, it's poverty, oh, it's corruption. No, it's mindset. Okay. Scarcity mindset or abundance mindset. Do you know that we have seen Africa as a poor country because that's what the news has portrayed, yet the abundance of everything started from and is from Africa. So it's all mindsets, right? What's exciting is what we get to do with it. We're upset with people who colonize, like England and France and places, but they had a mindset that said, let's go and take over. They may not have done it always the perfect way, and sometimes God knows it messed up a lot. But where would we be today, even in beautiful nation of Australia, if we didn't have the advances of colonization as well? Okay, so everything's perspective, but the most important thing starts with the mind. Okay, so where to from here? And I want to celebrate and for all of you to give yourself a pat on the back. Take your hand, pat yourself on the back. So well done for showing up today, right? Because I really appreciate that each of you showed up. So let's go look at, you've said wealth creation. Most of you said 5 and above, 7 and above, 7, 8, 9, 10. Where to from today? Where do we go? Where do we head? Well, Principles to keep the momentum going. Like I said, it's not about enthusiasm, it's about principles that we want to keep the momentum going with. Number one, stay in movement, not perfection. Progress is better than pause. Act daily, refine weekly. Okay? Don't wait until everything is clear. Take small, consistent steps. Keep applying one principle from the 7-day challenge each week. Have you guys heard the story of the father who knocked on the bathroom door because his son was taking such a long shower? And he's like banging on the door going, "Why are you taking so long? Get out of there. I've got to get to work." And the son's like, "Dad, I'm taking a shower. I'm taking 7 showers so I don't have to shower for the week." Right? Doesn't work that way. Don't try to do everything in one day, guys. Okay? Consistent small steps on wealth creation will make you an expert than trying to do it once. Okay? I think most of us here have done exercise and you know that doing one day of exercise and you won't see a difference. Maybe a bit so, but won't see a difference. Consistently small bits of exercise every day makes a huge difference. Yeah, stewarding well. Number 2, how do I keep the momentum going from here? Create, don't just consume. Leaders create, movement builders multiply. What does that mean? Well, I want to challenge you guys for being here that you're all part of being great leaders. Some of you actually helped me with the leadership challenge over the last 7 days. Thank you for doing that. But the fact that you all turned up here, and there's over 200 of us on the group, but less than 10% showed up. I'm not worried about the ones who didn't show up. I'm celebrating the ones who do. Because why? We said 5% or 95% of the wealth of the world, right? Let's make a difference. And we help the others. We don't laugh at the others. We help the others, right? We give them a hand. Some of them are not ready. Some of them couldn't make it for whatever reason. Some of them are just haven't stepped into it yet, but you did. Celebrate you and don't be left behind, but don't also not move forward because this tribe's moving on. Okay, and we want you to continue in this next pace. For those who were with me last year, some of you here celebrated. We moved through the whole year with a wealth creation mindset, and we said this year we're going to build a bigger team. And here we are, a team of those who are influencers, right? Hiromi, Sandy, Margaret, you guys were with me last year, and Mom Carol, and it's exciting. We built now on top of that the next level and next stage, right? Lucia came every now and again, and Hannah. Okay, it was beautiful, but now we're building up another stage. So share your takeaways in the group. That's important. How many of you really felt excited when the group started, sharing things like you could see the energy in there as we built every day the challenge, and we're talking and people building and sharing. Did it take a long time? Was it worth the effort? Right? Because if you're going to change the rest of your life, you start by little snippets. And don't just consume information. The best way to remember information is share it out. I always do that. Every time I learn something new, I find someone to share it with. And I find that the more I share, the better it is for me. So if I share stuff with you guys, guess what? It's not for you. It helps me change. Okay? I value sharing it to you, but I improve each time I share. Start conversations, create micro videos, or write posts to inspire others. You can do that on our WhatsApp group. You can do that on your social media like Facebook, etc. You can do that in your group. Whatever way you want to do it, start doing it. So this is how we keep the momentum going. Number 3, be accountable to action. What gets tracked grows. So set one personal and one financial leadership goal for the week. Is that possible to do? Now, some of you are going to do this, some of you aren't. But I'll put it up here anyway. Share it with a partner or in the WhatsApp group. So what is accountability? Accountability is low control, but high relationship. What does that mean? It means that you have someone with you who says, I'm going to do this, and you come back and that person says, did you do it? And if you say no and you're honest, they go, that's all right. What happened? What's the roadblock? How can I help? Right? And that's what a relational accountability is. I love the fact that Tony was honest today saying, hey, I didn't do any of this, I'm confused. But then now there's an accountability of, hey, Tony, are you willing to do this for the next week with your mom, Lucia, who's done it? And I know she's done it every day with us, so I can attest that she will help you. And Tony said, yeah. And then Christy jumped in and said, I'm going to do it with my older kids. Amazing. Okay. Yeah, I love Tony's Zoom picture profile too. It's the bomb. Okay, number 4, invite others into the fire. What does that mean? Growth multiplies when shared. So can I encourage you, invite 1 to 3 like-minded people into the group this week? Like, let's pour. Have you ever seen the experiment of a jar of water with a little bit of dirt in it, and then it's muddied the water, and then you put it under a tap, and after a while, eventually all the dirt comes out and it's clean again, right? But it takes time. So what if we keep inviting other people who are like-minded in sharing the same vision into the group, to a place where it overflows, where we start seeing more interaction? We don't just see 16 people turning up, we see 30 people, 50 people, 100 people showing up for these events. And guess what? I won't be sharing. You guys are going to be sharing. Right? You guys are going to be having testimony. You guys are going to be sharing some of your success stories. You guys are going to be sharing the principles you've learned too. But what would it look like if we could build momentum around this sort of stuff? Okay? Don't just message them personally and welcome them. So don't just add people in, right? But can I just suggest to you right now, how many of you, put a number in, can think of 1 to 5 people and put a number with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1 to 5 people that you think I could just invite that person in, right? And I'm going to send an invitation. Look, Lucy is already on the ball, 3. Is there anyone else who thinks, oh, I could just invite one person? There's someone in my mind, or 3 people, or 5 people I know. Put a number in. I'm not going to hold you to it, guys. I'm just asking you, hey, let's share the message out, and just say, hey, I've got this group. Would you come in? And then just put them in. I'll approve them. Let me know that you put them in, and then invite them, and you be the leader for them as well. You encourage them, because why? You're just a few days ahead of them by doing this 7-day challenge and what's next. And for somebody who walked last year with me, you're a year of information ahead as well. We just want to get to transformation, right? Number 5, stay connected to the community. Isolation kills purpose. Speak to your neighbor or to yourself and say, isolation kills purpose. Look at that. Already we got about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could just grow this in the next few minutes by another 10, 15 people. How exciting. Okay? Community fuels clarity. Show up to Zooms, drop in once a day to WhatsApp, and share your wins. Okay? How many of you think you could do that? Pop a yes in the chat group, or a no, or an IDK, I don't know. But let's get some interaction here. How many of you think you could actually show up once a day on WhatsApp, even if it's at the end of the day or at the beginning of the day? We're like, I wake up in the mornings, I clear my WhatsApp messages. At night I clear, and I have downtime as well from my phone. Although Sandy never believes me, because she says I'm always on, but I think she's on more than me. Okay. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Thank you for those who are saying yes. So let's show up on and let's not let the 7-day momentum just be only just a motivation. Let it become a new habit that pushes it on forward. Lastly, upgrade when you're ready. Those who go deeper grow faster. Okay, those who are hungry and ready to be guided, join the $12 or $20 membership program, and I'm going to share with you next. And if you want transformation, then think about the Inner Circle program. Okay, and it's exciting. These things are not there just for the sake of a program. Those are there to help you move forward, and they make a difference. Okay, I'm picky and choosy on who walks with me, and the ones that walk with me on a more regular basis. I love that I can have a relationship in doing that with them. Okay, and I'd really love for you guys to be part of that. So I want to introduce you to this. First time I'm doing this program, so you get to be the pioneers. I want to grow it. I can see this growing worldwide, and I want to say I'm excited that ChatGPT helped me as well in finding the resources I needed to connect to this, and I learned so much in the last few weeks on how to set up the membership. So there's 2 memberships: a $12 a month starter membership, where you can unlock your wealth creation mindset and leadership journey. Join the community of purpose-driven leaders receiving weekly mindset insights. So I don't treat you as just another person. I treat you as a leader of yourself and of others that you're going to lead, right? And that's why we say it's wealth creation mindset and leadership. You receive weekly mindset insights, access to training replays, and practical steps towards financial growth. After I finish this presentation, I'm going to be doing a little bit of an extra where I give you guys the exclusive part of training that I would do once a month, and I'm going to be talking on a topic called the power of failure. You get to taste some of this stuff that you get in the memberships. This membership is perfect for those beginning with their wealth journey with the intention of weekly purpose emails. So similar to the challenge, but weekly in your email box. Exclusive content archive access, and $2 a month goes to Project 61 International Mission. So you're helping beyond yourself as well. Okay. Now, if you can see value in upgrading to $20 a month, which is not a huge amount, that's like 2 coffees nowadays, right? Or 3 coffees nowadays. In a week, don't go buy coffee, make it at home, and you've got your $20. What does it do for you? It's literally going to go deeper. You're going to learn to lead in a bolder way and build faster. It has all the membership startups, but it also includes a monthly group mentorship sessions, inner circle WhatsApp community, so it'll be a separate one to the one we already have, and priority access to events and resources. Okay. This is best for those who are serious about multiplying impact and wealth, and $4 a month supports Project 61 International's global mission work. Okay. How many of you think this membership is a good idea? And again, just because you answer doesn't mean I'm going to chase after you. Like I said, money is not an issue to me. What I want to see is give you a service that you will not find anywhere else. Okay. Yeah. This is worth $100 a month for sure. I've paid thousands, tens of thousands over my years. So thank you, Christy. So I'm saying to you guys, this is something that I would suggest highly for you to do. And I'll pop the link on in a few minutes for those who are interested, for you to go ahead and join the membership. Okay, because that's where we start putting wheels in motion. And we want to see transformation. Now remember, wealth creation is a 2 to 5 year mindset change. And I can certainly say, people like Hiromi, you can say yes or no. You can unmute and say, but Hiromi, Sandy, Margaret, I'm sure you guys have walked with me now for almost a year and a half, probably close to 2 years. Sandy, you've known me for what, 10 years? Even Margaret, how has this helped you in the journey? Who wants to share? Sandy, Hiromi, Margaret?
I'll share.
Go for it.
Yeah, well, from the start of meeting you and doing the work that we've done, I think that everything's changed. There's nothing that I can say hasn't changed. My thought pattern, my well-being, everything is absolutely upside down, totally different. Yes.
Amazing. Thank you. And I have seen that with you as well, and the way you've just tracked. What about Margaret, Hiromi? How has it helped you in just getting serious in walking the last 12 months, 18 months with me?
Yes. Hi, everyone. Yes. Since joined P61 family, especially starting doing this wealth creation, like Sandy said, totally my life has changed. Good way, 180 degrees. 180 degrees change.
As long as you didn't say 360, we're good. I've definitely seen that, Hiromi, and I've been so excited the fact that you started with didn't know where you were heading, to now where you say you have a passion for wealth creation and helping beyond yourself, huh? And I love that. I love the legacy that you're creating. Margaret, what about for you?
Look, yes, I'd agree that since I've been on this journey, I'm definitely, I think, a lot calmer around finances and wealth creation. I almost feel a little bit like I'm a little bit too calm about things now, and I'm not getting on and doing what I need to do. But you know, it's been a bit up and down with some of the things we've gotten involved with. So there's a part of me that just feels still stressed about some of these things, and you know, where I'm going financially. I think I'm procrastinating a little bit about taking the next step, which is just to get things more sorted. um, when it comes to my SMSF and things like that. I'm still up in the air with a certain other business venture that we went into. But having said all of that, even though it doesn't sound good and doesn't look good in the eyes of those outside of this circle, I still seem to have a relative degree of calmness around it, which I don't totally understand, but it's there. So
I think that speaks measures, right? Because the fact that you're calm, for those who know you, that's very positive. That's not a negative, and
oh, no,
speaks.
but I feel as though I should be. I don't know why I'm just sitting back and watching and waiting. I feel like I need to get moving and do something, but I keep getting other distractions. So, this is the next step I've got to take. So,
Do things in the rest. I'll be teaching about that down the
yeah.
track on how we do things in the rest, and things just fall into place because money is just numbers, right? And that's how we start to kind of change our mindset. Thank you, Margaret. So good. So, guys, I've just dropped the link in the chat group. If you want to do it now or later, feel free at your pace. If this will help you go to the next stage, and I just want to share the value of having a mentor because I wish I had this information. I wish I had these people. And I was talking about this to Sandy earlier. She got to see a little bit of a preview. She and Shamim, and I was talking to her a little earlier, and I said thank you because she was the first to see this, and I said, I wish I had people who mentored me because I hung around people who were wealthy but didn't want to share it. Okay, and the more I seeked after mentorship, this is what I found that I want to just share and encourage you with, that having a mentor isn't just about getting answers. So we're not here to give you answers and a solution, but it's about unlocking clarity, accelerating your growth, and avoiding unnecessary delays. So it's tools. Okay, it's empowering tools. Now, for those who are of the faith that I share with being a follower of Christ, I love the fact that Holy Spirit was sent to be our support and to be our assistant and our helper, even though he's God, right? Why? Because he's there as a helper, he's an empowerer, and he's like the toolbox, as I say. I know that I'm not free from problems, but when problems come, I have a toolbox, right? And that's what coaching and mentorship is all about. So when you join the $12, $20 Capture Purpose membership, you're not just subscribing, you're stepping into guided transformation. Why mentorship matters? It's shortcut to wisdom. How many of you believe that, right? As my wife and I always say to our kids, you can learn two ways, from wisdom from others or from your own mistakes, from your experiences. One's more expensive and it's not mentors. Okay? Clarity in chaos. A mentor helps you cut through the noise and focus on what actually builds your life, business, or leadership. Real-time feedback. Instead of wondering, am I doing it right? You'll receive direct input to refine and improve. Love to hear from Hannah. Hannah is one of the amazing women that I get to go on a journey. She's in my journey program, and we get to mentor, and she's on today. I've got a few that I handpick and say, she brought me out of retirement with her and my sister last year, which was exciting. But Hannah, how has it helped in things like clarity in chaos and wisdom in this?
It's I met Rubika 6 years ago, and I told her the best thing I did, the best thing that came out of the course, obviously beside having a business and growing, is meeting her. Through her, I met you. It's exactly what you have written it. It's because when we started working together, I told you, I have many ideas. I know what I want to do. I know where I want to go, but I need somebody to focus me, put me in the right direction, and kind of hold my hand and tell me when, hey, you're going, like, let's try something different. I think that this will work for you. So it's about, I think, helping seeing the big picture and direct you in the right way, your way. So not putting words or telling you what to do is helping you grow your vision, helping you go where you want to go with guidance and support.
Beautiful. Thank you for that feedback. And I'm super excited to be journeying with Hannah on that 1-year journey program, which is something that you guys will get to hear about in the future as well. Confidence through community is another thing that we get to be part of. With guidance and support, you stop second guessing and start moving boldly, right? Because you're together, you get to work with one another. Hannah is someone that the financial literacy side of things, the bookkeeping side of things, like, you don't want to bypass her. But also what I love about Hannah is that she's a leader who can just give you info, just guidance. Just be there. I mean, how many of you have loved her in the E-Girls? I got to see that last week when I came to launch the parenting program. And don't worry, guys, I'll be launching parenting program on here for you guys too, for anyone who missed out. But the E-Girls got the first level and the first move into it, which is exciting. But you want to be able to have that community, that support, and leaders around that. And I can definitely say Hannah is one of them that you guys can just jump to and say, hey, how do I do this? Or what's happening here, right? And she's very loving but very straightforward, tells you what to do, and laughs a lot. So enjoy her sense of humor. She's a November baby like me. Accountability to grow. A mentor sees your potential and won't let you settle for less. Okay, and that's important. So one of the things that with mentorship is that we see where you're going, and there's a little bit of challenge. Okay, there's always a challenge here and there that we don't want you to miss out on. So what you get with the membership, just to recap, guys, weekly mindset and leadership insights was $12 a month. Monthly Zoom mentorship session is $20 a month. Okay, everything you get from the $12 plus the mentorship plus the inner circle, which is kind of important. Then priority access to new coaching programs, real-time guidance as you build your legacy. Okay, I love this. You're not just joining a program, you're connecting to a mentor who believes in your purpose and will walk with you to activate it. And I think most of you know me, and I'm not a person who likes to take on strangers. I'm big on relationship, and that's an important aspect. And I love to give the best quality possible. Oh, I love all these beautiful statements coming in from people. Love it, Hannah. Your journey is inspiring. Hannah is inspiring. I love when people take normal things and personalize it to empower people. Wow. Look at that, Hannah. You have a fan club, which is awesome. So, guys, who's ready for a PAR lesson that'll give you a taste into what we would do monthly? If you are, I want you to put a 777 in. We're going to do a few minutes of this. It's going to literally give you something to work from. I love this topic that I did last year called The Power of Failure, because most people here struggle with understanding what failure is. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so let's get if you need to get notepads, get your notepads out. If you haven't already got it out, sit back, listen, just take on this info. If you have questions, just pop it in the chat group. I'll answer them. And it's interactive as well. So the power of failure. The power of failure lies in its ability to teach, shape, and strengthen us. While it's often seen as a setback, failure is a crucial part of the journey to success, providing valuable lessons and insights that can't be gained from success alone. Here's what makes failure powerful and the lessons it imparts. Now, one of the things I want you to understand is that failure is not the opposite to success. And I want you to understand the statement I'm going to make. There is nobody successful who has become successful without failing. Would you agree with that? If you ask anyone, including myself, if you became successful without failure, like even a baby learning to walk will fail, right? But failure is not the opposite of success, as we've taught. Failure is part of the pathway to success. Okay, someone can write that down in our chat group so we remember that failure is not the opposite to success. It is part of the pathway. There you go. It's there too. Failure is not the opposite of success. It's part of success. It's part of the pathway, part of the journey. Okay, so let's look at 6 things I want to look at in the power of failure. Building resilience. Failure tests our perseverance and builds mental toughness. The experience of overcoming setbacks enhances resilience, making us more capable of handling future challenges. So what's the lesson? Learning to get back up after a fall is a critical skill. Each failure teaches us to adapt, persist, and try again with a new approach. How many of you feel that you have built resilience if you think of a time that you have failed rather than just let go. That you've built resistance, actually resilience. You've actually stepped up again. And again, just remember the lessons when you were young. Society has taught us that failure is bad. Failure is not. It's part of the journey we must take to be successful. And the journey I believe we'll take for the rest of our lives. Okay, there will be times we'll get it wrong, but that will build resilience in us for the greater things ahead. And it builds character above all. Right? Is everyone with me? Pop a 333, and if everyone's with me, and this is interesting, because otherwise don't want to teach you something that you're not getting or it's above your head, because I really want you to grab a hold of this. Okay, so if everyone's getting this, yep, pop a 333 in, great. Welcome to some of our guys from Kenya joining us, beautiful. Okay, can anyone tell me what this picture is? And it's an example of failure. Anyone tell me what this picture is? Type it in.
Disney?
Yeah, well done, Walt Disney. Give him a hand. So Walt Disney, did you know Walt Disney was fired from a newspaper early in his career because he lacked imagination and no good ideas. He also faced multiple business failures before creating Disney. What's the lesson? Despite numerous setbacks, Disney's resilience led to the creation of one of the most iconic entertainment companies in history. His story shows that resilience is key to bouncing back and achieving success, even when others doubt your potential. Like, Disney is based upon imagination, right? And yet he was sacked from a newspaper company saying that he lacked imagination. But look, he never gave up. What a blessing. His net worth today is 172.65 billion USD. Is that good or is that good? Right? So resilience is very important as part of the lessons to learn from failure and the power that failure brings to us. The one who falls and gets up is stronger than the one who never tried. Do not fear failure, but rather fear not trying. True? The second thing, the power of failure promotes self-reflection. So failure prompts us to evaluate what went wrong and why. This self-reflection is key to personal growth as it helps identify areas for improvement and better strategies for the future. How many of you would agree with that? What's the lesson? It shows us the importance of humility and a willingness to learn, accepting responsibility for mistakes, enabling meaningful change and development. Now, you guys all know this guy, right? His name's up there, so I can't even ask you. Who is this guy? This is Steve Jobs, from the founder of Apple, the late Steve Jobs. Did you know that Steve Jobs was fired from Apple, the company he co-founded? The failure forced him to reassess his approach to business and life. The lesson he learned was that Jobs' period of reflection led to a renewed focus, resulting in the founding of companies like Next and Pixar, and eventually his return to Apple. This teaches us the importance of taking time to learn from failures and using the knowledge of future success. His net worth, 3.572 trillion USD. And he sold Pixar. Now, because of his failure, originally from Apple, he went and started Pixar, and he sold it to Disney for $7.4 billion. So do you guys think that was a failure? Right? Is this making sense to you? Right? The power of failure is that it's part of our process and steps to success. Douglas Copeland said, sometimes the best lighting of all is a power failure. Amazing. Number 3, the power of failure. Revealing weaknesses and strengths. Failure exposes areas that need work while also highlighting hidden strengths. By understanding our weaknesses, we can focus on addressing them, and by recognizing our strengths, we can leverage them. So, some of you, I think, I love what Cynthia said before. I had to confront my fear of being wealthy. Okay? The power of failure sometimes can reveal those weaknesses that we have and also reveal our strengths. The ability to confront is a strength. The ability to confront something we're afraid of, that's our weakness, right? So what's the lesson? It teaches us the value of continuous improvement. Knowing where we fall short allows us to seek growth in those areas while maximizing the advantages we already possess. Who knows who this guy is? Type it in the chat group if you know who this guy is. I'm sure everybody knows who they are. MJ, yes, Michael Jordan, absolutely. So Michael Jordan, considered one of the greatest basketball players ever, was cut from his high school basketball team. He was not good enough. This failure exposed his weaknesses in skills and fueled his drive to practice harder. Jordan used this failure as motivation, recognizing his need for improvement and dedicating himself to becoming the best. It showed how failure can help pinpoint areas to work on, while also uncovering an inner strength and commitment to improve. How good is that? His net worth, 3.2 billion USD. Again, I wouldn't consider that as failure. William A. Ward said, failure should be our teacher, not our undertaker. It is delay, not defeat. It is a temporary detour, not a dead-end street. And if you like some of this stuff, just take a picture of it and pop it in the WhatsApp chat group and create some talk around it. If any of this resonates with you, jumps out at you, I'm just teaching you 6 lessons from the power of failure. We've just done 3. And we've got 3 more to go. The power of failure, number 4, encouraging innovation and creativity. So when we fail, we encourage innovation and creativity. Facing failure often forces us to think outside the box to find alternative solutions. This can lead to breakthroughs and novel approaches that wouldn't have been discovered otherwise. Failure shows us that there is more than one path to success. When one approach fails, it encourages creative problem solving and a willingness to take calculated risks. Anyone heard of this guy? Mr. Dyson? I don't know if everyone's old enough or should be old enough to know this chap. James Dyson went through over 5,000 prototypes before creating the successful bagless vacuum cleaner. So if any of you ever see a bagless vacuum cleaner or use one, you got to say thank you to this chap. 5,000 prototypes though. Each failed prototype led to improvements in the design. Dyson's failures forced him to think creatively and refine his invention repeatedly. The process taught him to innovate continuously and embrace failure as a stepping stone to eventual breakthroughs. How awesome is that? His net worth, 13.8 billion USD. How good is that? Albert Rogers says, failure is hard, but turn those failures into learning experiences so that you'll look back and be happy that you failed because you gain more knowledge from that experience. Sometimes it's simply an indication to change your strategy instead of giving up completely. Number 5. Who's tracking with me? If you're tracking, put a 222 in the chat group if you're tracking. Beautiful. Awesome. The power of failure, number 5, enhancing appreciation for success. Experiencing failure can make the taste of success even sweeter. How many of you know that? Right? It builds a deeper appreciation for achievements, knowing the effort and struggle required to attain them. I could say, no, I wouldn't say. I was going to say, made me finding my wife sweeter after a failed marriage, but actually I did it all in the rest. I did Matthew 6:33, so I could say, but I can't. It wouldn't be true. Bit of fun for those who know. Lesson, it emphasizes the importance of the journey, not just the destination. Success is more meaningful when we understand the hardships overcome along the way. Anyone know who this guy is? Ooh, hopefully someone knows him. Kind of his second picture gives him away. My man. Yeah, Messi. Lionel Messi, one of the greatest soccer players of all time, experienced numerous disappointments in international tournaments with Argentina. He lost 3 consecutive finals, 2014 World Cup, 2015 Copa America, and 2016 Copa America, before finally winning the 2021. These setbacks made his eventual victory even more meaningful, not just for him, but for his entire nation. It showed that persistence and continued effort can eventually lead to triumph, and that the journey's hardships can make success sweeter. His personal net worth, 850 million. Salary in 2024, 75 million for the year. Is that too much or too little? Imagine if he knew purpose. Imagine if he had a wealth mindset. Because what happens when they retire? You may encounter many defeats, but you must not be defeated. In fact, it may be necessary to encounter the defeats so you can know who you are, what you can rise from, how you can still come, and how you can still come out of it. So let's do this. Finally, building empathy and connection with others. So the power of failure helps us to build empathy and connection with others. Those who have faced failure often develop deeper, greater empathy toward others facing difficulties. This can strengthen relationships and foster a supportive network. The lesson it teaches that everyone struggles at some point. Sharing stories of failure can inspire others, showing that setbacks are common and can be overcome. Who knows this amazing woman? First to put it in. Yes, you do. Yes, you do, Ranka. The more failures we have, the more we are ready to succeed. Okay, so that's how I want to say the power of failure is there. Oprah, give a hand to Hannah. Yes, well done, Margaret. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first television job. Can you imagine? Did you know that? As a news anchor, with a producer saying she was unfit for TV. Crazy, huh? This failure allowed her to empathize with others facing setbacks. Oprah's personal experience with failure helped her connect with her audience on a deeper level in her later career. She often discusses overcoming struggles, inspiring others, and showing them that failure is not the end, but a new beginning. In 2013, Oprah Winfrey was awarded the Medal of Freedom by President Obama, the nation's highest civilian honor. Amazing. Now, I don't always agree with everything this lovely lady says, but one thing I love about her, she says, my past will not determine my future. And I love that. And something I just want to encourage you with. Her net worth, $3 billion. Bill Cosby said, in order to succeed, your desire for success should be greater than your fear of failure. So these examples illustrate how individuals turn their failures into powerful opportunities for growth, innovation, and success. The lessons learned from each experience highlight the importance of resilience, self-reflection, embracing weakness, and finding new paths to achievement. Beautiful. So, just want to open it up for comments and questions before we finish off for the session. How did you guys find that? This is a little bit of a taster of what sort of mindset things we look at, apart from some practical stuff we start to delve into as well on wealth creation and leadership. This is also a very important part of the practical mindset. So just unmute, share what's an aha you got, or what you want to add to something here, or you have questions on something. Please feel free. Who's going to kick us off? We've got about 10 minutes left.
Hey, Ruben.
Hello, sir.
So just wanted to say one thing. When you look at things like a paid subscription for something, okay, my first reaction to that is always like, antenna up, cautious. Okay. Because I always look at things, with a very skeptic approach, but honestly, the wisdom that you are sharing, and because it is so aligned with North Star, so Cynthia and I didn't even have to think once to let our resources flow into something which itself flows from you. So it's like it keeps the stream flowing. There's no stagnant water. Stagnant water becomes dirty, but when things flow and the flow keeps happening, I think that's when power is created. Flowing water, right? Stagnant
Yes.
water doesn't create electricity.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you, bro. That means a great deal and a great appreciation from someone like you who has that skeptical. You call it a skeptical mindset, but I think it's. I need a positive word on that. Anyone, what would you? Because sometimes we use negative terms, but they have actually a very powerful positive meaning. So someone can think of another word for skeptic. Like I say, stubborn people are perseverant, right? So thank you coming from you. You question, and I think that's good. You're not blind, and the type of people I want to be part of in the group that I have the pleasure of journeying with are not just people who say yes to everything, but people who question things and ask questions, not out of doubt, but just clarity, and then confirming. And then when they're confronted, it's like, man, I've got to make a change here. Or I got to just keep going the way I'm going, but recognize the consequence of each, right? So thank you to both of you.
Yeah. Sorry to interrupt. It's interesting what you say. Thank you, not Ruben. Because Ruben and I actually spoke about. I didn't know what this session today is going to be about. I had no idea what Ruben is talking about. But we talked about investing, how people choose to invest, and I actually spoke about it in Eager last month. You should spend with intention. So like you said, putting your money, invest your money in something that will grow you as a person, will grow your business. Because people, like you said, afraid to pay for membership or whatever it is, they think to themselves it's too expensive. However, when the young adult saying, Mom, I'm Ubering and I'm going to Uber, and you're straight away saying yes, eventually you are more money go out of your pocket for something that, it's nice to have. It's beautiful. I'm not saying don't spend on Ubers, don't spend on membership, don't spend on things that makes you happy. But look at other things as investment in yourself. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you, Hannah. Yeah, absolutely, guys. What you invest in will grow, right? And so are we growing, or are we just spending? Sometimes consumerism. We become a very consumerism society, but investing, you guys just coming here is an investment. You put time away when you could have been doing something else with your time. That's an investment. But yes, financial investments are a flow as well. And very true what Hannah said. We sometimes doubt one thing, but we'll not think twice for the other thing, right? And you made me think of when I used to do rooming houses back in 2000. There was a time when I helped I encountered some homeless kids, youth, and so I decided to, out of my 15 properties, to have 2 of them just for those type of children, to help them. And it was interesting that putting them all together, first of all, was a disaster, so I had to change that because you're creating a culture of homelessness in one house. It didn't work. But I remember a couple, a young boy and girl who were on the disability pension. They were only 17 and 18, years of age. No, 15 and 17. And they would say they didn't have money for rent and all. And one day I went, knocked on their door, went into their room, and they had a huge 75-inch TV, brand new, that they'd bought with their games and everything on. I'm like, oh, so you can afford stuff. And it wasn't a gift. They'd bought it, right? And you go, oh, it's just priority. What's the priority you put your stuff into, right? Yeah, so that's good to know. Thank you, Hannah, for that sharing. Anyone else? Who else wants to, any moments that they had just in this teaching on the power of failure or in anything else?
Yes, an adage say, whether it's an adage or a saying, say that the downfall of a man is not the end of his life. So when somebody fall, that doesn't mean you should remain down. You just get up and keep going. So it's good to, that's what I want to say. Just simple as that.
Love it. Thank you, Mama Carol. The downfall of a man is not the end of his life. So if you fall, get up again. And where mentorship comes up is that helpfulness. And this might answer, Aranka, I just read your question. Like to more understanding of what it's like joining. Would it be to develop my mindsets to money or are we being prepared to learn to invest in some sort of investments? So the first part is absolutely where we're connecting first. It's a mindset, but you also will have times when I might share, here's an opportunity. But if I share an opportunity, it's not because I am forcing you to do anything. I want you to think through it yourself and expose you to ideas that I am maybe looking at myself, and I'll tell you my risk levels and appetites. But the first and foremost thing is that you're changing your mindsets. And here's the important thing of what Mom Carol said. You can fall, and if you stand up again and nothing changes, what's going to happen? You're going to fall again. And then if you stand up again and nothing changes, you fall again. So the idea of mentorship is to help us, just like our parents do when we're learning to walk or we're learning to eat something. Like my friend Raymond came over and he cooked this amazing Malaysian dish of beef. And the beef was a little bit tough for my little girl Heavenly, because she isn't used to it, because we always boil the beef more than normal. She's kind of munching like, Dad, I can't. And then she looks at me and I'm just like eating the whole thing, chewing it, and she goes, how do you do it? And I go, well, I've trained my jaw and I've trained my teeth. Right? Now, if I just said to her, oh, don't worry about it, and I keep boiling the meat too much, she'll never learn, right? And I won't grow her into the next stage. So she had an exciting new experience today. And she's like me, we're connoisseurs. We love new stuff, all right? Stuff that tastes in our taste palates. So it's like that. If we fall and we have nowhere to look at, get clarity, move forward. And that's what this whole program and mentorship is about. These Zoom meetings will become a monthly Zoom meeting for those on the subscription plan. The Inner Circle will become a place where we can connect out of the noise of everything else and stay where we're heading in the journey. And then there are other membership programs that I run that are more focused, that some of the guys here have been on. Some are currently on that journey, that they take us to another stage in our life. Okay, so there are different places and positions that you come into that help. And Aranka, for you, I think if as you said, you're motivated to start seeing something in a new light, I think perfect. Now, as I said to people, it's not I didn't come here today to to get you to come onto the membership program, but I did come here today to tell you that there is a membership program, and it's important that you're part of that if you want to be part of the journey that we continue with. All right, because that's what we're building. We're looking at, as we say, don't motivate people, work with the motivated. And so I'm looking to work with the motivated. Those who join in, we work with them. Those who don't, and might not be for you right now, that's perfectly fine as well. But you've got good content today. And one thing I always love doing is giving you value for what your time is. Any other comments or questions or aha moments that you got from the training today and from the session today? Beautiful, Aranka. Sounds good. I know I've loved all that I have experienced. Amazing. Tony, are you still confused? Good. You know this saying, if you're confused, you're ready to learn. If you're frustrated, you're ready for a breakthrough. So, yes. How long would this monthly journey be? It's every month, Mom Carol. It's a monthly membership. I've committed to saying every month we're going to give you content and information and grow you. And for some of you, like you, Mom Carol, who've been with us last year, this is going to give you that momentum of what have you, the information you gain in a month. Like Margaret was saying, time is passing so fast, right? A month passes really fast. We're already in May. Can't believe it, right? But I can believe it. It's great. So in a month, how do we focus on certain level areas of first learning and then application? Okay. And once we get these tools in place, like the journey ahead from purpose and having that destiny mindset and legacy living becomes very exciting. So the subscription is a monthly subscription. You can cancel whenever you want, but as you're in it, you get emails if you're on the $12 one. If you're on the $20 one a month, you also get the Zoom meetings, and both you get the YouTube, some of the YouTube videos. With the $20 one, you also get the Inner Circle in a smaller group where we have conversations that can be literally daily as well. Okay, so beautiful. Um, wow. Uh, yeah. Uh, if anyone's interested, sorry, I just got a message privately that I was going, wow, that's touched my heart, but I'll have to process on how to share that out. But thank you. Beautiful. Guys, any other comments, questions? Christy, haven't heard from you. Love to hear. Aniko, good to see you on as well. Share something, Christy. Where are you at with what you've heard today with the power of failure? No, Christy has left the building. Aniko, you there?
Oh, I'm here, but I have no
Hello.
video on.
That's all right.
Sorry.
Welcome.
I'm a mess at this time of the night with the kids. I was listening to most of it, and I've just been loving the whole experience. So to me, it was kind of just like a wrap up of everything we've done. And I love AI too. But I just wanted to share that today when I ran my women's group, which I had another random person just drop in from a flyer they seen, is that we had a conversation about being artists, doing art, and money not being the way we thought it was. And I was like, look at these people coming into my world.
Wow.
Like it's shifting and it's changing, and I knew it would happen. But even the one girl who has been at my group since last term before this, she was a part of the conversation. And so when you start shifting your world and talking differently, it's almost like God has no other option but to give you what you are asking for and shifts the people in it. And so this girl that I had known the whole time, we then were having this conversation as well. And I was like, whoa, like I am just, it's like my thoughts are becoming reality.
Wow. I love that. So, we talk about manifesting, right? What we believe. And when we
Right.
start to change the way we look at things, it starts to happen.
It
Right?
does shift.
Yes, it does.
Yes.
And I want to say you've done amazing in shifting your mindset so fast, like just from the last Sunday or when was it, the Friday to the Sunday to just now, just seeing you shift. So it's very fast, and it's amazing for. I don't meet a lot of people like you. The journey you've been through that are willing to just shift minds so fast because you've gone through a lot of experiences, and you could say, "Nah, too hard." No, I can't. But
Yes.
and on the other hand, you can go, oh, yeah, because you're a very positive person as well. It's easy. And for those who are positive people in the room, you could do that. Oh, yeah, I can, everything's fine. But you've actually got this really good balance now, Christy, where you're actually starting to go, yep, I can see what there, but I can see my roadblock and I need to build a bridge. And you're manifesting this stuff is creating an amazing attraction of the right people, the right circles, the right information, and the right opportunities are the next step as well.
Right. It's very interesting. And the thing is that so it's my superpower. And I do believe that for everything that we have ever shamed ourselves for was actually underneath all that shame is our superpower. So I am an overthinker, an overanalyzer. I can, spend so much time just thinking about all of these things. And I thought to myself very early on this journey, like, well, what if I use the same mechanism, but I use it to my advantage? And so I became somebody who you could tell me something and I'll just action it because, I mean, if I'm going to overthink it, cool, I'll use it to fill myself with knowledge rather than doubt. So that's why I feel like I do know that I can action things really quickly. And it has been a massive shift. That's the other thing today. I I actually, as a single mum, I'm surprised. I haven't had my card decline in the whole 3 years that I've been a single mum. Today it declined, and there was a couple of things. It's a very like textured thing. But one of the sides of it was, I was like, God is not sitting there saying, Christy, you should be so ashamed of yourself right now. I just don't see him doing that. I think he would be like, just try again. Like, don't sit there saying you're a terrible steward. You've done so bad. Just try again. And that, and also, I'm not going to feel ashamed of myself. And also, like, I need to change my mindset. So the mindset was, I am a good steward. Yeah, my card just declined, but I'm not going to use that as an opportunity to backtrack and then like be ashamed of myself and then change, like have my mindset go back to how terrible I am, but rather move forward. So that was a big shift that I felt today as well, because I felt like there wasn't a massive tug of war. It was very much just like I decide that I'm going to see myself as a good steward. And the thing I love is that I can do that because I'm in a space where people are talking like that. Like it's a very powerful chat where you know that you would have 200 people rooting for you to see better in yourself.
Amazing.
Right?
Amazing. Absolutely.
I could imagine all of you being like, Christy, oh, no, you're not doing that. Like, you're not going to shame yourself. And that's powerful.
Yep. Beautiful. Look at that. You've already got a fan club in your head. The cloud of witnesses are saying no shame, right? All gain. Beautiful. Christy, thank you for sharing. Who's proud of Christy here? Come on, guys.
Thank you for the
tree
space.
in.
It's been amazing. I think we're going to do amazing things.
Not I think, I know.
Why? We
Let's
know
go,
we're going to do
Christy. You
amazing
can
things.
do it.
Yeah,
Thank
when a lion tribe sees its dinner, the dinner doesn't think, I think this one's going to kill me. It's like, I'm done for, right? So when they see us coming, we ain't killing anyone. All we're doing is killing mediocrity and killing down all the negativity around the poverty mindsets. We're just destroying all of that stuff and being examples to help others by changing our mindset. And the great thing is, a lot of you are starting to live out of purpose because you've done day one, which is your why. So can I leave you with who will, if you can at least look at the challenge, one of the steps each week, okay, starting again with your why, and just revisit it. Just have a look. And if someone wants to post it in the chat group and say, hey guys, we're going to do this today. I'm doing this. Anyone want to join me? Great. Have that chit chat. Those little momentums of consistency will help. Okay, and then the emails that we're going to be doing for those who have joined the membership group, just start to use that to ponder through the journey for you. If you can spend 10 minutes a day on anything, guys, on one subject every day, within 3 years, you become the expert in your field. Do you know that? And being an expert in wealth creation is not about earning more money. That'll come naturally. That'll just explode naturally. It's about having a gift that gives you a fulfilling life, because wealth is your health, your relationships, your mindset, and your finances. It is a powerful place to live from, and not just be looking to attain something, because you're living from a position. And that is so gratifying. All right. Thank you again for turning up. Really love having you guys here, and it's been a great 7-day challenge, and now finishing with today. And let's keep the momentum going. Remember to put people in to the WhatsApp group, invite them in as well, and we'll have some new things happening. Look out for the parenting. I'll do a parenting introduction. I did it with the e-girls on Saturday. I will have a Zoom meeting here to invite those who didn't get a chance to listen or who'd like to second listen to the introduction of the elite framework that we're doing with parent leadership. Whether you're a parent, a grandparent, whether you're even just in your industry, you can learn to parent. If you're a manager, is a great way to do things. So keep an eye out for that as well. And the wealth creation stuff, there's some new things, new platforms ahead that we'll look at, introduce as well. Have fun, the most important thing. All right. Okay, guys.
Thank you.
Bless you. Love you guys. You take care. Thanks for being around.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
God bless.